I think right now I think it's pretty safe to assume that everyone is kind of in this weird burnt out state and feeling like they have the world, they have to fix everything um, in this moment. And I was just kind of wondering how you explain how this relates to or find hope in a collective change through the practice of rest.
Mm. Just sitting with what you shared and just with what you're bringing up, it feels really resonant for me, really important, really, really important, especially right now. And one thing I have heard a lot, it's like, oh, I can't rest, right? I have all this stuff to tend to, whatever that is in our own personal lives, collectively, for the world. We have so much to tend to in a day. There's so much that's pulling for our attention, and there's so much that needs our attention. So how can we, with all this information, like slow down? How can we do that? And the answer that I have developed for myself and what I keep coming back to is that in order to face those things, in order to show up in the ways that have integrity, that feel aligned, that feel generative to me, it's actually rest is like a non-negotiable. Like I need to rest. I have to rest. And the beautiful thing about the practice is, we talked, before we were on air about, just so much of the individualism in our culture. And for me, rest becomes this community practice when we rest and we restore ourselves and we are living with more intention, living with more integrity. We offer that to the world, right? That is a community practice. We're offering that to our kids. We're offering that to our partners. We're offering that to the folks that we see when we're out in town, buying groceries, doing all the different things that we're doing, saying hello to people. It's like, that's what we're offering. It's like our rest practice is then in action. And isn't that powerful? And isn't that important to have that kind of effect on not just our kind of nuclear families, but on the community at large? And, something that I've been seeing a lot is how much, especially on social media, it just is like there's so much reaction. And this is something that, I've really like filtered through a lot and done a lot of work on because there's so much in our world that urgently needs our attention, right? And so how do we grapple with the urgency that so many of us are feeling in so many aspects of our lives, and that we need rest, right? And I think about Dr. Becky, who's this amazing child psychologist, and she always says like two things are true, right? Two things are true. There's urgency in the world. There are things that desperately need our attention right now, and we need to rest. Both of those things are true.
I love it. Love it. I also, this made me really think about how I will eat when I'm hungry, but I will not sleep when I'm tired.